31 days of BPD, and it is day 16. And today I'm going to be talking about measuring your emotions. Now, if you have BPD, which if you're watching this you may do, or you may know someone that does, when you have BPD you have extreme intense emotions that you can't regulate, emotions that are completely out of your control. This is all because of the part of the brain called the amygdala that isn't working at its best. It's overworking. It is making us have more emotions, and it's something that we've been born with. I will go back to my scale of intensity. Most people are here. BPD people are up here. Now, one of the things I was taught when I was going through one of my therapy courses of BPD was how to measure your emotions. And this is a really good tip, because if you measure your emotions you can realise which level you're at, and if you're at a high level of emotion you can then work to ways to bring it back down to a lower level. Now, bring this back again. So we are starting here. So this is what I would say was level 1, and we're going to measure these emotions from 1 to 5. 1 being the lowest, you know, sort of like a stable-ish level, stable level, and 5 being when we're off the scale here. And now I'm going to use the little blue pot to demonstrate this. So let's just say this is you at level 1. So the pot lid is on and you are stable. At level 2 the pot may start to boil a little bit, so the top may start to maybe lift off a little bit. Level 3, this is when the pot's really starting to bubble. At level 4 the pot lid may start to come off, and level 5, it's gone, it's come off. So what you want to do is when you're starting to get to a high level like level 3 or level 4 and it's starting to come off like this, you want to know what to do to make it come back down so the lid is back on. This is hopefully this analogy will work for you. So we're measuring our emotions based on this sort of boiling pot. Now this is taken from Steps Manual UK. This is a method of therapy that people with BPD have. I'll be telling you more about steps and everything like that in a later video in this series, but this information was taken from there, and it has been really useful. So the whole point is to keep track of your levels. So every day what's a really good idea is to measure your levels. So when you wake up in the morning, see what level you're at. You may wake up at a level 3, not expecting it, and your bubbling pot's going over like that, and you don't want to be at level 3, because at level 3 you're more likely to go and do risky behaviours or impulsive behaviours, or maybe even self-harm, maybe even want to harm others. If you're going to level 5, you're completely out of control, and this is I want to stress, when someone with BPD is at a level 5, they are not them. They are in another level. They are off the scale. They're off the scale. They are not thinking clearly. Their emotions are not stable. Their behaviour may be unstable as well. Now, if you start to measure your emotions this way, this is a really good way to keep on track of where you are, and make a note of how you feel at each level. Everyone's different, so maybe say how you feel at level 1. Maybe you use the words calm, stable. Level 2, something's maybe got your levels up a little bit, so you might be feeling slightly unsure, uneasy, maybe starting to feel like you're losing control. Level 3, maybe you could use the words starting to bubble over, things are getting a bit too much. Level 4, when the lid's really starting to shake and stir, think of the words that come to you. Maybe start to feel anger, maybe you start to dissociate, and maybe when you get to level 5 you're completely having dissociative symptoms. So does this help you? Can you tell me about your measuring of emotions? I know some people, depending on which course you've done, maybe do 1 to 10. So if that's 1 to 10, maybe track out where you are on each of those levels. It's a really important thing to do if you have BPD, because your emotions end up ruling a lot of your life, and making it very debilitating to maintain relationships or to stop yourself from doing impulsive behaviours. So if you say, hey, this is where I'm at level 1 and this is where I get to at a level 5, and it's really important to explain this to your carers, to your family, to your friends, to the people in your support network, so that they understand, and then you've got this dialogue going. And now what I say is, I'm at a level 3 or whatever. I say to my boyfriend or my mum, I'm at a level 3, and then we talk about it, and are we going into this? Well, we're talking about this as the days continue. But it's really, really, really key, because I can say I'm at a level 3, and I know that at level 3, what I'm likely to do, what I'm likely to say, what level I am will depend on my behaviour. So then we work to get my levels back down. Sometimes I can go from a level 1 to 5 very quickly. Other times it can be a slow process. Well, slow, not slow as most people's, which is like, oh, I'm a little bit angry, or it's still going straight up to here, but there's still time to kind of maybe say, hey, I can get back down from a level 3 to a level 2. Most people with BPD will be at a level 1 and 2 most of the time. The more you learn to deal with your illness, the more you learn to understand your illness, the more likely you are to be at a level 1 for the majority of the time. But remember, this is still higher than most people. So can you comment in this below? How do you measure your emotions? What do you do? Do you have things that you write down to make sure that, when you're at that level, you know what to do? What tips have you got? Or is this completely new information to you, and has this helped? Is this going to help you measure your emotions? Is this going to help you to, maybe if you're a supporter or carer of someone with BPD, is this something you can talk to them about and say, let's start measuring your emotions? So as soon as I started doing this, I felt like I had more control over my emotions, and it felt that I was able to get help. So yeah, so it's keeping you more in control, and you can then notice when your levels change by keeping track of them. So you can do that every day, you can do that twice a day, because with BPD your emotions are likely to change. However it works for you, start to try and label your emotions. Give them a level, give them an intensity, and then we can work about getting you back down those levels of intensity. So that's measuring your emotions. Tomorrow I'm going to be introducing filters, which will link triggers, measuring your emotions and filters, and bring it all together in a nice package. Thanks for watching. This has been day 16. Please join me tomorrow for day 17, when I will be talking, I've already said, about filters. One of those days, continuous interruptions, and I'm trying to get my head around it. So hopefully this has been okay. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. And thanks for watching. I will see you tomorrow. Take care now. Bye.